Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So we have another culvert to replace. We've been on a streak of replacing culverts here lately. Well, I shouldn't say replacing all of them. We lowered one, but for the most part, we've been replacing. So we're on one of my cousin Matt's farms. He wants to get this pipe replaced. It's got a big hole washed in because it all rusted out. And this is going to be one of his farms that he starts planting beans on first thing. So he wants to get it replaced so he can get in and out of this field that's back here. So he said he would appreciate if we get right on it. And I said, no problem, we'll get right on it. So we're going to switch buckets here. Nice thing is this is out in the middle of nowhere in a farm field. There's no utilities to deal with. There's no overhead utilities to deal with. It's going to be a breeze to replace this one. The only thing is we're going to be replacing this one with a plastic tile smooth core Fratco pipe instead of steel pipe, which the only downfall to that is they like to float. So to combat that, we are going to bring the X60 to hold it in place while I bury it. There's no need to bring another big machine. We'll just bring the little Richard, not Micro Richard. We're going to bring Little Richard, and we'll use him to hold it down, and then I'll backfill it with the 220. As you can see, it's washed out big time. There's a good size hole there. So I'm going to put a little bit of dirt on this side of the hole, or this side of the ditch, and then I'll put the rest on the other side. Just leave me enough that I can get back across. There's a lot of railroad stone in this one because there is an old railroad bed close. Let's make a nice pile here. The county doesn't like to use plastic near residential areas because what do people like to do? They like to rake their leaves over to the ditch and then they like to light them on fire. Well, what happens is that pipe acts like a chimney and it literally draws the fire through the pipe. And if it's plastic, it burns it right out under the ground, melts it, gone, and then you have a problem. So their way of dealing with that is they kind of have a strict rule that they just use steel pipes. So that's why we do a lot of steel. It's kind of a county-wide rule. It doesn't matter if it's out in the country or if it's in the residential areas. It's just kind of their rule all the way across the board that if it's in their roadway, they put a steel one in. Like this is out in the middle of the field. Yeah, there could be a potential fire out here sometime, somehow, but it's unlikely. And I have never really ever seen it happen personally, a pipe be burnt out, but it has happened a few times. Oh, this is nice. Nothing overhead to deal with. No roadway to deal with. Just get the new pipe, put it back in, and bury it, and we're done. Have to clean that ditch up a little bit when we're done. Now we are going to put a little wider pipe than what's in here. We're going to do 40, and I believe this only measured maybe 25, this original one. So we're going to have to get some material from over there along the ditch bank. There's a pile. We'll get some of that. We'll go on this side now. Throw some dirt out this way. Took a little harder than I try to keep the dirt out of the way of putting a pipe together, because we will probably put it together up here on top and then roll it in. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to video on this one, because I've got quite a bit of video from the last one that we just finished up this morning on the camera already. I wish this Google Pixel 7 phone that I use, I wish it had a way to put a memory card in it so I could put a lot of video in it, but it doesn't. And it don't actually have cell service, so it can't like automatically put it in the Google Cloud or whatever. I just use this phone strictly as a camera. Alright, I'm going to move the rest of this dirt and then I'll turn the camera back on when we get to the point of peeling out the old pipe so you can see what it looks like. Alright, so I got down to where the pipe's at, and it is a real jewel. It is crunchy. That one's in bad shape. That's why the crossing keeps washing out right there. That's the problem. Get off there, would you? I have to shake that really good and get the dirt out of it. Railroad ties down there and everything else. Find this other section here. There it is. There we go, there's the rest of it. I kind of learned where the cutter edge actually hits on the thumb with the ditch bucket. Kind of where to aim stuff. Works out all right if something's tall and you can grab it, but if you're trying to grab just brush off the ground, it's a little tough. Bunch of stuff down in there. Looks like part of an inner tube. Bunch of wood. Concrete. The idea is we're going to get this dug out, and then we'll go get Little Richard, and we gotta get fuel for the Bobcat. While we're gone, it'll kind of equalize and let all the water that's trapped out of this side, let it all run out. Dad's on his way to Fratco to get the pipe we need. We're going to go to lunch, and then we'll come back and we'll get this pipe put in. That gives all this stuff a chance to dry out some, water run out of it. I'll sort through and get the rest of that metal out. Water go down, and then once that's down, we'll be able to shape things and make things right again and get the new pipe put in. It was definitely holding back a lot of water, that's for sure. Well, we got our pipe together, got it rolled in the ditch. George is going to hold it in place for me, and then I can start backfilling it. This is going to make a nice crossing, being 40 foot wide now. Wanting to float stuff. wasn't gonna hit him. I don't know why he thinks I about hit him. to be done with this. I want to build it up. It's kind of a low spot right here. I want to build it up more. Kind of was funneled down to the crossing. Apparently whoever put it in originally just scraped off the existing ground and put it in there when they should have got some of this and filled it. Because the problem with that is when it rains, it creates a funnel and it pulls the water right down towards the crossing, and then that could potentially blow the crossing up. So we're going to go ahead and build this area back up the way it should be so that don't happen. We got the material here. We got the means to move it. And it could have been some of it. Maybe they put that in with a tractor and loader and they just didn't want to move that much dirt. So when you got a 220 Hyundai and a T870 Bobcat, you can move some material. T870 Bobcat's really like having a D4 dozer. A lot of capability there. The track skid loaders are definitely, they're animals. One thing that really changed the construction industry was when somebody decided, I think it was Takeuchi that did it first, decided that it'd be a good idea to put rubber tracks on a skid loader. The compact track loader, or CTL, was born. I'd still like to have me a big cat track loader. There was a big one sitting at Harding's the last time we were there. The owner of his last name was Johnson, and it said Johnson really big on the loader arms, and I thought, you know what, if I did buy that, I'd leave the name on it and just say, hey, go get the big Johnson. I forgot what number it was, but it was a good size one. It's one of the ones where the engine sits in the back. From what I've been told, them are the models that you want because they're very balanced. It's amazing to me how it's a regional thing. You don't see big track loaders in our area, but you go other places and track loaders are the king. You know, guys are digging basements, crawl spaces, all kinds of stuff with them. You just don't see them in this area though. I've seen very few of them, and they're usually like the old cases or the little John Deeres, never any big cat ones. Seen a few of the, I've seen like an 1150 case dozer size track loader. I've seen a few of those, but never really being used in production. It's kind of guys have them just to do random things with. A lot of farmers. I always thought it'd be cool to have one with a root rake. Be able to take, well, grapples like we have on our loader, and be able to take them off of it and put them on a wheel loader. When you have dry situations, when you have wet situations, put them back on a track loader. Alright, I think we got about enough fill in here. Looking pretty good. I was going to make 2 videos out of this, but I think I'm just going to make one. Maybe, I don't know. I haven't decided yet. We'll see how much space I have on the phone, if I can edit to or not before it fills up. We're going to finish getting this graded off. I got to kind of take the back of the bucket and pad the dirt in around there because they're just going to throw some grass seed on this. We're not going to do any rip-rap or anything like that. I need to clean that edge up a little bit. Just trying to clean some of that dirt out that had washed in from the hole being in there. And then this one's done. We're going to head back to the shop and work on some tractors because we're going to get in farm mode here pretty quick. Well, that turned out really nice. Definitely dropped the ditch. So it's definitely holding the water back. Now they'll just come and spread some grass seed on this, and it'll start growing. That'll lock that dirt in place. No need to put any riprap on this. So, looks good. Well, we're gonna head home now and go start on some farm stuff. So, thank you for watching. Greatly appreciate it. We'll see you all in the next one. Have a good evening.